Today is a shopping adventure day, so I'm taking just a day trip to Tallahassee, Florida, and hopefully find a new journal because I just ran out of the last page today. I've been journaling daily for a little over a year. So this is the place that I found, Common Ground Books, and it was excellent. I had a great chat with the person who was working today. We talked about all the taboo stuff, and I did find a journal. It's different than what I normally do, but it should be a fun one. It's raining, and it's a good thunderstorm too. I'm gonna have to delay my trip to the springs for a little bit. But isn't this amazing? I'm definitely a desert girl. I'm not used to this. This is a Florida State Park. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I think it's Wakulla Springs. So hopefully I get some swimming in today. But there's also a riverboat tour place, so either way, we'll figure out some fun today. I found this swimming area, and it's quite busy, so it should be fun. I have not found where to buy tickets for the boat tour, so that might not happen, but swimming should be fun. I found where to get tickets, and also this alligator is huge.
It's the world's biggest spring, under 20 feet deep. It's amazing. We got manatees, big and round. Oh, look at that osprey flying around.
We got 10 manatees. That's very unusual to see in July. Let me tell you, we usually see one. So they heard the song, they showed up. They love my music. Now, manatees are so big, they don't have a natural predator. Sharks and gators don't mess with 1,000 pounds of muscle. That's not an easy or tasty meal. So they don't have a natural predator. Very cool. They can move pretty quickly, though, if they have to. We got a couple manatees to your left there. Probably a mother and her calf. Yeah, they're out, which is unusual for July. Way out there to your left are the turtles I mentioned on those logs and branches out there. These are the swanny cooters I mentioned, the main turtle out here. We call that a shell station, by the way. Technically, a bale of turtles, B-A-L-E, bale of turtles. The female anhinga on the right, holding her wings out. Anhinga is a Native American word meaning snake bird. She swims like a snake. She flies like a turkey. A lot of people call them water turkeys. All right, we're catching up with the bird on the left called the double-crested cormorant. He's on that branch there. Big gator moving to your left to that island towards what we call cypress knees. Those weird knobby things are the root system of that bald cypress tree, strangely enough. Now, it's been hot and sunny enough. These gators are pretty active for daytime. Hinga to your left behind you, holding her wings out after being in the water. That's how they dry off. And even though they're not flying, we have a flight of cormorants to your left out there on that old stump. They have little beady blue eyes, turquoise colored eyes. It would probably have its head up if it was hungry, but you never know. They're opportunists. They do surprising things. We got a white ibis on the left-hand side. This interesting white bird that looks like it came from a Dr. Seuss book is the white ibis, and their nickname is the hurricane bird. That's kind of hiding there to your left in the vegetation. The white ibis can sense barometric pressure with that long bill. If you see a bunch of ibises flying away, you should fly away too. There too. Eagles are absolutely terrified of ospreys. That's how aggressive ospreys are. They've evolved that way because birds like vultures and eagles tend to try to take over nests, and ospreys don't put up with that. It's a nesting pair up there, so they actually mate for life, and they take turns watching their nest, their young. I think we got a manatee to your left, maybe 100 feet out. I see a big gray floating potato. We got 3 of them to your left where the water's rippling. I call them swamp taters. They have a small trunk. Same kind of teeth as elephants, big gray herbivores covered in whiskers so they can feel around the dark water without seeing that well. Dive tower. I'd say almost 200 feet beneath it is where the water's coming from. We have a 30-foot tall cave down there that's so wide you could put a 4-lane highway through it. That cave is a part of the Florida aquifer beneath us. That's a system of caves that were carved out by the acidity of rain and the very soft bedrock of Florida over millions of years. So now when it rains in Florida, it saturates the bedrock and it enters these caves. Pressure builds up in these caves. The pressure comes out in the form of a spring. We got 1,200 in Florida, more than any other place. This is the biggest and deepest in the world. Now, I always say, imagine how big an Olympic-sized swimming pool is. Well, that cave down there could fill that up every 45 seconds. That's 500,000 gallons a minute coming out. It's mind-boggling. We're going to go over the edge of the spring. It's about to get deep. You guys were a great group, so y'all come back and see us and enjoy.
He's in this swimming area, so trying to establish some boundaries. Coexisting with wildlife.
I guess you don't want to.
That was incredible. I actually went swimming. It usually takes a lot for me to get in the water. And it was freezing, like I think they said 69 degrees Fahrenheit is the water temperature. But I used some muscles I have not used in a really long time. So hopefully I can kind of get into it a little bit more frequently and bring back some of that strength. But if you can see all the cars in the side mirror, it's actually a really good thing I got here when I did. There weren't very many cars and the parking lot was pretty wide open, so I timed it excellently. And the boat tour was fantastic. I saw so many animals, including like a giant number of manatees. That was definitely the highlight, and it was right out the gate. That was the first thing we all got to see off the boat, and then they kind of hung out with us the whole time. So that was money really well spent, and it was incredibly economical. So that's a bonus. I'm at another Springs on my way to the next state, and it's so amazing. I like that it's a little bit overcast, and I probably won't change into something to swim with, but they have a really old school rope swing to jump into the springs. So this is the start of a river. It's the source of it. Gosh, this is so cool. That's the rope swing. I love lily pads too, so all of these spaces, I think it's cool enough that there's actually some blooming. I've not seen this version before. It's like a couple of flowers stacked on top of each other. They're all over. You kind of can't tell at first glance, but then once you focus in, you can see them all over. Check it out. Airbnb hosts have the best recommendations. I would not have found this place otherwise. That's pretty sweet. The source of rivers being in springs is like so far removed from what I'm like the source of the river being a giant mountain with snow melt. It is a gorgeous day. Oh my goodness, it's a little baby turtle. Look at it. He just blends right in. I just barely noticed it because he was on the sand a second ago. Oh my goodness, so cute. Oh my goodness, look at that little guy go. I absolutely love this. The water is cold. And the water temperature isn't, or the air temperature isn't quite hot enough for me.
You want to try it right here?